Hello, ladies and gentlemen, fellow teachers. I had a student cancellation and then I have an empty spot, and so I had a little bit of time right now. So off the cuff, I thought I would quickly put together a very, very simple explanation of Manycam. There have been a couple of you asking about it and being worried about it. Briefly, to explain what Manycam is it's software that you will load onto your computer, and it will allow you to put like stickers, or what I call them to my kids. I'll say, what sticker do you want? So I call them stickers, and they're pictures that will show up on your screen. And it's fantastic. It's a wonderful program. Is it sometimes glitchy? Yes. Does it sometimes not work? Yes. Do you sometimes have to uninstall it and reinstall it? Yes. I did an updated version. I have the Lifetime Studio subscription because they were offering a huge sale on it last year. Not so sure I like everything about it. So the free version does anything you really need it to do, in all honesty. You have a few more possibilities in the upper versions, but we're just going to talk about the free version now. Now, I have the studio version loaded onto my computer, so it will look slightly different than yours. You'll just have to find some of the things that I'm telling you about, but I'm only going to talk about features that you will find on the free version. And that's really all that you need, so no need. The only downside to the free version is there will be a little thing that says Manycam in the bottom corner of your screen. So here we go. I am going to screen share now, and hopefully this will work. All right, I think it's working now. Here we go. Let me pull up. This is the website that you're going to go to download your Manycam. Manycam.com. And Manycam, some people say Manycam, and which is true. If I say the word M-A-N-Y, I would say many. But somehow when it's put in here, I just want to say Manny. So it just depends on, I guess, what region you were born in. So Manycam, and then there's a version that you can download here. If I click on it, I'll show you. Here you go. Here's your free option. You can see the different options at there's different features. You can look at that another time. We're not going to worry about it. You'll go ahead, you'll download it, and then when you open up Manycam, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so here is Manycam, and maybe if I minimize this, it'll be better for you to see. I'll make it, that's so big. Okay, I'll move me. I never use it this big. I always use it small on my screen because the student is back behind it. So this box pops up. We'll do it like you would see it. Yes, this is what the box is going to look like. So you're going to be in there and you're going to be teaching your class, and you can move this all around. And of course, you can minimize it as well and just have it on your taskbar down at the bottom of the screen. And have it so that if the student's face is here, if they're writing on the screen but you're pulling something up, you can move it so you can see the writing on the screen that they're doing at that particular time. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so you have different boxes down here at the bottom. And right now, you can see this is the screen that is showing up, and this is my camera now going through Manycam. So your camera on your computer recognizes this as a video program, and you can choose it. So when you are in your software, whether it be gogokid or VIPKID, and you go under settings and video, when you click on it, once Manycam is installed on your computer, it's now going to give you options for cameras. Do you want, mine says HP something. It's my main camera for my HP computer that I use. And then it also says Manycam. And so I have it defaulted that it always goes through Manycam. So Manycam is the video source that is used at all times for me on my computer. So that's how I work it. Okay, so down at the bottom, you have different boxes here. And I can hit trans and it'll fade in and fade out to another screen. These are screens that I can keep open when I'm waiting for the student to show up in the classroom and I don't want them to just see me there picking my nose. And then, since I have it in here, I will also show you. This is a full screen mode, and you can see right here it's highlighted, full screen mode. You have other options where you can bring up other programs or things into different boxes along the way. on your screen. So you have a couple different options. I believe all of these are still available in your free version. I know a couple of them are, probably all of them. I will trans over to show you this so that you can see what it looks like. Here I brought up when I was doing a video to post on YouTube that this was just a Word doc that I created, and then I saved it as a screenshot because it kind of has to be read. Word docs don't work well in here. So if you screenshot it, make it a JPEG somehow, then it works better. So that's what I made here, and then over here is me. All right. So if I go to a new box over here, I think there may only be 4 box options on the free version. I have an option of what do I want to put in this box now? Do I want it to be my camera and it'll just be my face? To get this file here, I went to Media Files. And then under Media Files, just pull it up right from your computer, wherever you have it saved. And so I'll do it just to show you. There we go. This one was in full screen mode, so that's why it looks like this. Now, if I switch it over to the split screen, I have an option to pull something else up here, and I'll just say, I want to use my camera. And there I am. So I can teach the class with something else on the side here. Now to go back to my regular screen, I will just go over to where I have the full screen mode and transition right into it. The cut just instantly cuts it. The transition fades from one to the other, so I like the transition. Okay. Now, here are all the buttons on this side. I don't want to waste too much time explaining all of them, but this is the video mode. Here's audio if you need to work on fixing your audio inputs, or if for some reason your audio is not working, you can play with all those buttons here. Here you can draw on the screen, so that's very cool. Writing, circling, when you want to ever mark right on your screen for whatever reason. Again, remember, this is just yours. You're not writing on the screen where the PowerPoint is. This is just your own personal one. So I don't use it that often, but sometimes I use it when it comes to recording videos. All right, time, chroma key, like you can have those backgrounds where if you put a green screen behind you, you can have a different background there. So you can do that. I don't work with that very much at all. Lower third has like a banner that you can put across the bottom of your screen that'll just say Teacher Jenny. And you can add and delete that. I used to do a lot more of these right at the beginning, and then I realized they just really took up too much of my time. This is the function that you're going to use all the time. Right here, this fun little wand, and it says effects. You can also click up here to get to it. So you have 2 options of how to get to this effects. And these are all the different type of effects that you can bring up on your screen. Okay, objects are going to be your main one. Here are all the objects that I've downloaded onto mine. When I click on it, it's going to show up right there, and you're going to see it here. This is switched a little bit on the free version, but it's essentially the same thing. It's just the positioning is a little bit different. This box down here is going to appear at the top of your screen. Now you, in your free version, are going to be able to click it again and get a second one to appear. On my version, I click it again, it disappears. So if I wanted 5 of these A's, or like, I would do it maybe with an elephant if we're studying elephants, and I want to give 5 elephants as a reward. On the free version, you just keep clicking it and you'll get 5 of them. It's so nice. That's not on the updated version, unfortunately. Unless there's a way I can do it, I haven't figured it out yet. And if anybody out there knows of a way, please write it down below, because I miss that feature so much. I love that feature. Right now, I click, it disappears again. All right. Now, so here are all the different ones that I have. I can search if I know that I want a car, for example. I'll type in car, and this is everything, C-A-R. Now we're starting to get into carrots, but anything that has C-A-R in it is going to appear here. So that's a nice little shortcut for you to get to, because sometimes scrolling through and trying to find the picture that you want amongst all the pictures that I've downloaded. They do have them alphabetized, but they're alphabetized by the title they were given when that icon was uploaded to the program. So let me find an example of one that would be difficult for me to find. here, like if I'm trying to find the baby picture with the microphone and that, it's called Techno Baby. Yeah. And so if you're alphabetically trying to find it, it's hard too. Like this is bread, but it's sliced bread. So it's under S, not under B. I would think that it would be under B if I wanted it. Now you on your free version can click this again and have a second piece of bread and put another picture in between it and make a sheep sandwich or something. Click on the sheep and put the sheep on top of there. You just click and move the icons around the picture wherever you want. So you could put a sheep there, and then you could click the bread again and have a piece on top and laugh and have a bread sandwich. To remove the icon from, like I have two sheep here, if I decide I don't really need both these sheep, I like this one, I don't like this one, you can click on the little X. It'll say, do you really want to delete this? And then click yes or no. I'll keep it at this time. Okay. The other little thing you see down here is a heart. If I click on the heart, that is now one of my favorite pictures. And this is another nice way to go ahead and access. Oh, let me point out too that when you put these, you can, I'm pointing, you can see down here, it says object sheep, object sliced bread. Click the star, object small gold star. Everything appears down here. You can click on the little eyeball and make it disappear from the screen. But when you click on the eyeball again, it reappears. So sometimes you want to position things in a certain spot on your screen. And when you unclick it and re-click it, it's going to go back to where it originally always pops up. So if you want it to stay in that particular spot, you can just click on the eyeball and make it disappear from your screen, but kind of stay in that same position. So when I unclick the eyeball, it's back there again. So that helps if you need things positioned and you don't want to always have to keep moving them back and forth. I find the kids like to see things moving on the screen, so I don't mind things appearing wherever they appear when I click on it, and then I move into the proper position and leave it there for the class as their reward. But this is understandable. If you're a gogokid and you're doing a mango, an apple, and a banana, you can position them where you want and then click on the little icon and make things disappear and then reappear on your screen again. Okay, so I had mentioned before that you can click on the little heart. Now that's one of my favorites. So if you go up here at the top, you'll see the little heart. We'll click on the heart, and now here are all of my pictures that I have saved as favorites. There's a lot of red because this morning I was going to do the red trial. Talking about, is it red? And so we had lots of red things that I could have clicked on. We could have talked about the red flag. Is it red? Is it red? Is it red? Like red, 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 red. So I just favorited it this morning. Boing, boing, boing. You know, use your mouse and make it bounce. I do that with balls. I have lots of colored balls. Yeah, so it's just quite that simple. It's just the color red. This is really red tomato sauce. I found under the pictures pizza that's just bread, and then the sauce, and then the cheese, and then the pepperoni. So there's 4 different reinforcers, and then I have just a picture of a pizza as number 5. I tend to give a sticker, if you will, each time I give a star. I don't do them in between. I find it's too disruptive in the class. They're only 25 minutes long. We're already stopping 5 times to give rewards. To stop 10 times to split it up, I just feel like it's too disruptive to the learning process. So my personal. Now over here down at the bottom, remember I said we can click on these little eyes and make things appear and reappear as we start to make them disappear. The other thing I can do is I can click on the X here, and those will make everything disappear permanently. Well, permanently. They won't be on my screen anymore. I will have to go back under here to click on them to make them reappear again. All right, so that is Manycam in a nutshell, all right? Let's go back. We have objects. Under here are emotions. Some of these are going to be loaded right away into your program, and some of them I've downloaded myself. I use this one all the time. I frequently, especially with a trial, have it up on my screen when the kid comes into the classroom. So it's a friendly, hi, hello. But we have a whole unit on emotion. So I have crying, and I'll move the crying in front of my face, and I'll go, and the kids just think it's hysterical. You can click on all kinds of wonderful emotions on the emotion slide or PowerPoint slides when they come up. All right, there are also borders. I do like the borders. If it's somebody's birthday, I'll frequently put this border above and kind of adjust my camera so that it's not always completely over my head. So if it's, again, someone's birthday or a celebration even, if they've passed their assessment, if we're talking about weather and I want to do snow, I mean, look how cool some of these are. There's a spider and a spider web. Halloween's coming up. Spider-Man, that's a big one. I have a lot of Spider-Man stickers, about 5 or 6 of those. So these are just different things that you can decorate your screen with that are cute. And at first I thought I'm always going to want to have it on my screen. Is like, but then once you start adding stickers, they tend to clash. So I like them more at the end of a class to just all of a sudden say, okay, we're all done. You did a very good job today. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. And then they kind of like get all excited. It's always nice to leave the student on a happy note. So yeah, there's just lots of different ones that you can use. Okay. So now you know what borders are. You know what objects are. Emotions. Now face accessories and face masks. To me, they should all just be one category. But these are things that can go on your face. So these are face accessories. If I click on this, now when I move, he's following me. Isn't that cute? So we can be different Angry Birds if we want to. Here's Batman. Sometimes it doesn't line up perfectly, and other times it does. I can be a cat. Meow, meow. We're studying cat. Cute. And then just do some things to make them laugh at different times. All right, here's some glasses. I already have glasses, but these are even funnier. I do find some of the kids find some of these scary. So I only use some of these with my older boys because the younger ones do get scared. But Iron Man, a lot of the boys know who that is. And so I'll use these on occasion. I have one boy who just loves wolves and he always wants the wolf. And I can never find a wolf sticker to put on the screen. So this is the one I used the first time and he likes it, so I use it a lot at the end. Mario, the kids are very familiar with Mario. Well, not all of them. I have a lot of kids that don't use it. It didn't line up very well. Who don't play video games. They tell me they don't play video games. Hi! You go in and out and it'll follow you. Now, if you put your hand in front of the camera, it's going to knock it away. So just so you're aware, if you're like using your hands a lot, then it interferes with the picture. But basically, it just sort of detects where your head is and it follows you. If you do too much craziness, it's not going to be able to read it. So you can't move too quickly when you're using those. All right. Now, how to go about getting these is the last thing I need to show you. All right, so you are going to go to, I'm going to find out what it is. I have it saved in here. I'll be talking to the kid and they'll be mentioning something and they'll be like, snake, snake, and I realize I don't have a picture of snake. So I'll keep talking to them in the screen and teaching the class, and I will really quickly, let's say this is my class right here that we're going ahead and we're teaching in the class. I will switch over to another tab, click over to my little Manycam image thing, and then these are all the pictures that you can get. There are thousands of them, thousands. You can find them by categories. You will have hours of fun. But I will just quickly go over to the search thing and type in snake. And it will bring up all the pictures of snakes that I want. And I'll say, okay, well, this is a young kid. I think he's going to be scared by this. I'm going to get snake number 3. Once you hover over it, it'll right away say download. Click on download. And then do you see at the very bottom here how my Manycam is flashing at the bottom? It means it put it in there. It goes there right away. Now that I'm in Manycam, I'm in my objects. Do you see how there's a 1 that's circled there? That means one new object has just been loaded. So if you're loading a couple of them and you have a little orange circle with a number, it means there's some new stuff in there. So I'll click on objects and you can now scroll down to find it. Or what I would do is just go up to the search bar and type in snake. Now, keep in mind it has to be spelled exactly. And pay attention when you downloaded that because it may just say reptile. or something like that. It may have been labeled something different. So you go to type in snake and it's not there, and it's like, I thought I downloaded it. And then you have to scroll through everything, because it's not gonna, if you type snake and it's not there, then it's not gonna be listed under snake alphabetically either. And it would be listed under reptile. So here's the snake that I use a lot for my older boys, and now here's a snake that I can use for the younger ones so that they're not scared. And that's as quickly as it got there. I can sit here and move it. There are ways to make them bigger and smaller, but not within the course of the program, unfortunately. So I download them as they are. That's a whole separate video. And actually, if you follow Teacher Ellie, she is the first person I watched when I was planning on using Manycam. She has great tutorials on how to use Manycam, and she's a VIPKID teacher. So that's your source of wealth of information. I'm not. She uses Chroma Key. She uses all of it, and she uses it more in depth. And I learned through her videos how to resize the icons so that they're the size that I want. And I did that once or twice when I was resizing ice cream cones, and that way I could build an ice cream cone as one of the things, because the cones were too big, or the scoops were too big on the cone. But it just was a lot of work, and then it disappeared at one point. When I mentioned you have to uninstall and reinstall sometimes Manycam because it gets a little funky, there is a way to do that and save all of your content and not have to reload it. But I didn't realize that at first, and things weren't working well. So that's why I did that. Okay, so that's everything. I think that's everything. That's all I can think of. In your gallery, you can see these are all the video recordings I've made. If you want to do a video recording, I'll show you right now. All you do is click right here as you're talking. So when you want to, for whatever reason, I click on this right now, it is recording what I am saying. And then when I'm done, I'll just click it again, and then it's going to appear. Here we go, 5 seconds long. There's the last video recording I just did. And then here is a camera. And over under this button here are all of my snapshots. So you can see down at the very bottom is the last snapshot that I just took. All right, so those are all under gallery. Again, these are the videos right here. These are the still shots right here. Okay, I think that's everything. I hope that answers a lot of questions for you. Download that free version, start playing around with it, have fun. And make sure that you change your video setting on your program, whichever class you're working with, to recognize your Manycam camera. Start simple. Your first time, just have the hello thing and then take it away. That's it. And then the next time, find some stars or something to reward with the 5 things, and just have that in there. And don't overwhelm yourself. There's so many things you can do, and you can get very overwhelmed, and then you'll get bogged down, and you'll be spending a lot of time just staring, and they'll be wondering, why are you just staring at me? And it's because you're looking at the screen trying to figure out, how do I get my banner across the bottom? And I want this to happen, and I want the plane to fly, just start small, do something little, and your kids will love it. Your kids will love it. Okay, that's all. You take care.